Well, today's show is going to be a little bit controversial because I know everybody likes to be super happy around the holidays and it's Christmas, and one must never say bad things about Christmas. But bad things also happen around Christmas. Christmas can be a pain in the ass. And so today's list is going to be the 11 crappy things about Christmas. And my friend and my podcast partner, Brian Mitchell, has been harsh on me for this topic.
Yeah, this is way Scrooge right now. And I really, since we're doing this before Christmas, I'm trying to be in the mood, I mean, it's post-Thanksgiving. We're in the mix and we're ready. And you got the songs playing and presents being wrapped and we're really excited. But Mark's like, you know what? No, there's bad things about Christmas. So I'm going to join Scrooge today, Mr. Scrooge. We're going to talk about the things that are crappy about Christmas. So
there are 11 crappy things about Christmas.
And here we go.
And that's it. That's not bad. Like in the whole pantheon of things, if you only have 11 things that are bad about you and you're that big, like Christmas, it's pretty good. But give us the list, big guy.
All right. It is having to work retail, having to work on Christmas, having to take down the decorations, overplayed Christmas songs, overspending, company work parties, politics of Christmas, happy holidays or Merry Christmas, discussing politics with people you only see once a year, and also getting older, being alone, and people who died, post-holiday blues, and when people start celebrating Christmas before Thanksgiving. So that is our list of 11. So, Mark, I do want you to go first because this is something you're very passionate about, Mr. Scrooge.
Yes, it is a passion of mine.
Are you? I am convinced you are going to be visited by the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present.
I don't just do this around Christmas. This is my passion. I do this year round. But it's my one day to do a podcast on, so don't ruin this for me.
All right. So I'm going to let you get excited and do number 11. So go ahead, Mark, number 11.
I will say that number 11 on my list is celebrating before Thanksgiving. Okay. And my big reason for this is that there is so much pre-Christmas time. Like, Christmas has its own month.
Yeah,
Christmas owns December. Really, and they own part of January. I think they own part of November. Like, it's an absolute monster dominator. And to then send their thugs into November to strip away some of the Thanksgiving decorations that are up for only like a week, I think is just, you know what it is, Brian? I'll leave it at this. It's unnecessary. Yes. So celebrating before Thanksgiving is number 11.
I agree. Everybody needs to flip and calm down, dude. I mean, it's like, here's what I do. What you do is you get that November, you're getting into November, you're moving into the beautiful Thanksgiving holiday, and then you jump into Christmas on Black Friday. It's fine. Then go balls to the wall until New Year's. But until that dinner is over and football is done and you're enjoying that entire holiday with your family, enjoy that holiday, and then the next day you can move into Christmas as fast as you want. But don't touch it beforehand. Don't put up decorations. Don't start playing music. Don't do any of that. That is one of my biggest
You can wrap yourself up like a present and put a bow on your head if you want.
Yeah,
right?
on Black Friday. Just don't do it before then, okay? Yes. All right, moving on to number 10. I'm going to have to say company work parties. The reason it's so low on my list, though, is because I don't remember going to a ton of these. I mean, for the most part, I'm now working on my own. So, but I have gone to a few different company parties, and it's not even people that I work with. So if I'm with my agency people, it's just all the people that, I mean, I know my agents, but other than that, I don't know the rest of the talent. So I kind of meet some of those people. But the ones I remember the most is when I used to work at Shadow Metro doing traffic. So, and I remember, I think the year before you came, we had this huge party on the Odyssey boat. So
I did one of those. I did one of those at that company.
So we had all those people like, Bart Shore and some of the Joe Collins,
dropping
rest
the
in
big
peace.
names today. Wow.
Joe Collins, rest in peace, and Bill Saronis, Marty Jones. I mean,
my God. Jill Urchak.
Jill Urchak, Joni Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
All
a
the
good
babes.
it was a good time. We had a great time. So company work parties. I've never really had a bad company work party. I just haven't gone to a ton of them. So maybe you can enlighten me on your company party experience.
Yeah, I've been to a ton of them, and interestingly enough, in my case, I used to love company Christmas parties. Like I'm 49. In my late 20s is the first time I can remember going to company Christmas parties, and then in my 30s, and they were just great events to party and drink and get to know your coworkers in a different way and let happen what might happen throughout the night. And then I was always part of the group of people that would go out to the next bar. Like, okay, the kids are going to bust out of here while the adults go home, and we're going to go to the real bars now. We're going to get away from the bosses. So I used to dig those parties, but now two things have happened since my 20s and 30s. I have gotten older, so obviously I don't have the same desire to be out, and I don't drink anymore in my life, so that's a real killer. Yeah. There's a lot of things in my life. I could do my own list about things that I never realized were dependent on alcohol to be fun, and Christmas parties, apparently, for me, top of the list.
Wow.
Because then all the adventure becomes then, Brian, is just having uncomfortable small talk, except for with the maybe 2 or 3 people at the party that you're totally on the level with,
absolutely.
and that you're like borderline real friends with, like, and you try to get to them, but you got to go through a lot of other hands before you get to Brian Mitchell. You know, I'm just looking for Mitchell all night, but I got to see this guy, then you get with your buddy or your friend, and you're like, whoo, can we just stay here in the corner?
Yeah, and then you're cracking jokes on everything else that you see. So
yes,
so you can bond in that way. All right, I get it. So office Christmas parties are number 10. Mark, you are going with number 9. What's your number 9 of crappy things about Christmas?
I will go with post-holiday blues. Okay. There is a big buildup, no matter how much we've tried to quell the buildup to Christmas and leave Thanksgiving alone and all of that. There is a ton of what is actually very joyful buildup to Christmas. And I know there's 11 things I don't like, but there's a lot I do like about it. It's great, and it's joyful, and it's fun, and there's just a feeling. There's that Christmas feeling that
the Christmas
you feel.
Spirit. How about that?
Yeah, the Christmas spirit, and just that look, and you see people shopping, and you see
the nostalgia of it all.
It is. It's very real, nostalgic, and then right in front of you, just walking the streets of Chicago, I see Christmas right now. So that's my long way of saying that it's a great build up to Christmas. So, and then Christmas comes, and Christmas is awesome because everything gets opened and eaten and undressed and the whole thing, and then it's over. The 26th hits, and poof, there is no more. That tree in your house, now you got a tree in your house, okay? That tree was real nice. Yeah. Now you got a tree in your house. What are you going to do about that? Yeah. Now you got Christmas lights up and down your gutters. Yeah. What are you going to do about that? Yeah, it doesn't look very good now. So it is just a crusher in terms of the work one has to do, and then the depression. Like, where do we go from here? We've had a month of life is great, and now it's the 26th, and I want to kill myself.
Yeah, the thing that bothers me is that there's 2 ways of thinking about this. So if you're a religious person and you go to church and you're into that thing, in church they teach that Christmas starts on the 25th and then it goes to like the January 8th or whatever. I mean, in the Catholic religion. So it's like a big deal after Christmas. Before, it's just kind of like everything's kind of quiet and you're getting ready. Whereas in consumerism and in capitalism, it's like everything's going hardcore, and then literally at 12 a.m. December 26th, it stops. The music stops. I mean, literally, you're going from like Nat King Cole, and then at 12 a.m. December 26th, you're going to like Amy Grant, some of soft rock groups,
Shut it down, boss.
Yeah, that's right. Let's put on Peter Cetera, and they're
stay the night.
And then it's over. I think they said like January 21st is like the most depressing post-Christmas day because that's when like all the credit card bills are hitting. Things are down. January is cold and snowy. You got less vitamin D because there's not as much sun. It's just a really rough time of the year. So post-holiday blues, I think we've totally covered that.
Covered it well.
But I'm telling you, watch at 12 o'clock on December 26th, turn on a radio station that's playing Christmas music and watch them switch, like, and it's like, oh, back to reality, back to reality. Okay, so that was number 9.
See,
9.
I think we're doing well. See,
All
there's
right.
a little bit more to this list than you thought, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
right.
Number 8 is going to be, it's kind of a group thing. It's talking about getting older. Some people are just getting older for Christmas, becoming grandparents and getting older and the health's not as good. Some people are alone because they're either not in relationships or relationships have broken up and they're struggling through those times. And then, of course, all the nostalgia around Christmas of the past and people who have passed away. So I can see that Christmas is really rough for some people, especially people that are alone or people that are really missing loved ones. So I don't want to make jokes about that, but I think that would definitely be a horrible thing to have to work through. Thank God, I've been really blessed to have a lot of my family still around, but I know that there are people out there who are listening and or who have friends that have, lost people suddenly or have just, lost their parents due to old age or, moving on. So, that would really bum Christmas out. But I just hope that those people, keep in mind and keep the memories alive of those people through, traditions that they used to do because, it's all going to come for us. But at this time, I mean, I guess we just got to remember those great memories and pass them on to our kids, and pass them on to people we love, those traditions. So that's how I feel about that one.
Yeah, I would say that if one is not in a good frame of mind around Christmas, we'll just put the standard at average, like an average place in your brain. If you're anything less than that, the Christmas season can be really hard for whatever you might be dealing with. I'm not just talking about, people having died and things like that and nostalgia. I'm talking about if you're just I've felt that before. When I've gone through some tough times in my life, when I was depressed about other stuff, Christmas brought me down another 7 or 8 notches.
Yeah.
And which is horrible because of what the holiday's actually about and about the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. If that's what it's about, then I should allow that to heal me and feel but it's the joyful face. It's everybody's happy and everybody's hugging and Christmas parties and all that.
I think everything it's about hope. That's really what Christmas is about.
That's very good.
And when you're sitting there struggling with a form of depression, whether it's related to these items or just chemically induced, it's tough. I mean, it's not easy to be happy when you're dealing with those things. So, and if any of you are suffering with that, we just if you need help, hopefully you get help, and don't be afraid to go get help because me and Mark both have gotten help. So and we are not ashamed to say it. So
I'm on my 20 milligrams of Lexapro.
Right.
Come on now,
do your thing, man.
All right, absolutely. So that was number 8, actually, wasn't it, Mitchell?
Yeah,
okay, I want to make sure I didn't lose track
you're right
here.
because I'm
okay,
so,
and because you're usually wrong.
Absolutely.
Okay, and so it's my turn. My turn. And we've had so far, just to get back on track, 11 crappy things about Christmas. Number 11 is people celebrating before Thanksgiving. 10 was yours. It was the office Christmas party. Number 9, post-holiday blues. 8, death. Okay.
That's just it. 8, death. Nice. Death of everything. Death of happiness. All right.
So number 7, having to work retail.
Okay.
And I'm a little conflicted on this one. It definitely belongs on the list. I definitely think the computer did the right thing by offering this to us because, my God, dealing with all of the people every single day of your life breathlessly wanting their Christmas gifts and wanting in the lines and you're probably understaffed in some way, shape, or form too. So, I don't think I need to really qualify why it would be very hard to work in retail during Christmas, but that's the best I can give you. The mixed part of this is that, hey, you're probably working retail, or maybe you're working retail. A lot of people get those jobs just specifically around the holidays to work retail specifically to make some extra money.
Yeah.
So I think it's also a great opportunity for a lot of people who may not be working around the holidays and want to work, period, or just make some extra cash. So I think there is good in the hoppiness of retail stores.
Are
around
you trying
the
to find
holidays.
good on this list?
I think you're right.
Why are you trying to provide hope?
Well, see, but I told you I was conflicted. conflicted.
I know, I know.
I say I'm being straight up and down with you, Brian. I'm transparent, and that's the way I feel. So I'll try to do better on the next one.
Okay, so here's this is twofold, okay? Pre-pandemic, I think working retail was a hell of a lot harder. I have a very good friend, my friend John, and also my brother-in-law Mitch, who are both managers of stores, general managers. So John is Best Buy, and Mitch, my brother-in-law, is Kohl's. So they are always in the thick of the Christmas season. And I will say that before the pandemic, I mean, it was going like 150 miles an hour. These guys were like working like long hours. People were stressed, and mean people and holidays and stressed people, all that. The Black Friday things used to be crazy where people would like knock over people. And post-pandemic, all that's kind of gone away. There's no Thanksgiving is not a shopping day anymore. They were trying to get that started, and it started to happen. And then, of course, pandemic came and kind of wiped that away. And people started realizing, hey, we got to relax this thing a little bit. No one, there's more important things than knocking people over on Black Friday. So it just got really crazy. So I think now it's a lot more under control. But I will say working retail pre-pandemic, especially for managers and all of that, it was rough. It was really difficult. So I'm glad a lot of companies have started to change that and go more traditional how it used to be back in the day. So having to work retail, yeah, that is a bummer and makes it a crappy Christmas.
That was number 7.
We're going to move to number 6. This is one thing I hate, and that's taking down decorations. I am the big tree guy. I work really hard for 3 weeks to get everything perfect. The tree's up. It's, of course, I get the real tree, as we always talk about. All the different decorations. You got the little nativity going. You got the advent calendars. Everything's set up. You got the light systems out in the yard now. Before we didn't have that because we were living in the city, but now we got a yard, so we got all the lights going. And you work really hard 3 weeks just to take it down, after the 4th week. I hate doing that. I hate wrapping the cords. I hate doing all of that. And of course, then you're in Christmas depression. So, you just really don't want to. And I think some people just don't even give a shit. And what they do is they just keep it up until March and they'll deal with it when it's warmer. But, normally, after probably about a week after the first of the year, we're starting to tie things up and take things down. So,
yeah. And just to add on to everything that you were saying with the pain in the ass of having to take everything down, it usually goes away in some weird place in your house. It's usually stuffed away in some only used attic for Christmas decorations in some dusty box that you bust out every year. So at least in my experiences, it was always hard to get to in the first place. And you had when you're putting it all up, there's like a different adrenaline about it. It's like, this is fun. We're making something.
Exactly.
Fun. We're making a castle. But after you leave the beach, kids, eventually you got to take the castle down and you got to pick up all your what's more rewarding, really, loading the dishwasher or unloading it? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's just, it is just, and that was the perfect job by you to add, the holiday depression that's already kicking in. So you got that. Right. You got a lot of things going against you. You're about to start your diets. You're going to be irritable from that.
It's 30 below outside and your wife wants you to take the stuff in.
Weather is horrible.
Brian, we can't be one of those people that leaves it up, till like February. We gotta take it down.
You're not happy with a couple of the gifts you got. It's just everything
out
sucks.
of shape.
All right. So
what am I gonna do with this Flowbee? Am I gonna use the Flowbee?
Right.
What about the Chia Pet?
Hey man, that's its
Anthony
own thing.
Rizzo Chia Pet.
Like putting away gifts. The older you get, it becomes a chore because you got to find places for it. Okay, where do I want to put this Cuisinart?
How long do you have clothes that you got for Christmas from different people actually in the boxes and don't pull it out until mid-January? You may pull out one shirt and wear that for the whole Christmas to New Year's week, with the same pair of sweats. But after that, it's
there's always one gift. I think there's always one gift that is great that you put on immediately. I got this Bears jersey. I'm putting that on and I'm going to wear it for the next 3 days. But then the rest of expensive. It's kind of like filler. It's like, hey, it's
cool. All right, I'll wear those socks in a little bit. Yeah,
right. It's quantity over quality, really, and it becomes priceless. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to put this over here, and I'll unwrap it. I'll take it out of the packaging in a week, probably.
That's great. That's awesome. Oh,
true.
True. Absolutely, man. Just the box of boxes with stuff still in it.
Yes.
Yeah. My wife, aren't you going to wear that? Yeah, I'll get to it. Maybe in March. When I have to clean it and put it somewhere. Oh,
yeah. Well, your wife is trying to figure out with figuring out what to do with the strawberry scented candle she probably got or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally not her thing. Exactly.
Yeah. Like it's a good thing. Like it's a nice gift, but it's like
what am I going to do with it? You know what we'll do? We'll re-gift it to the teacher. That's what we'll do.
Give it to Mrs. Evans.
Yeah, give it to Mrs. Evans, your third grade teacher. Give it to her. She'll love it. She's got 90 candles from.
Right. Oh no. No. She's regifting them herself. She knows the scam, man. She knows she's gonna get overflow. Yeah. And so she just sends it to all her colleagues.
Yeah. Nice. It's a circuit. That's great.
Oh yeah. It's a scam and nobody really knows about it.
Exactly.
So we are all of a sudden we find ourselves in the top 5 of the 11 things that are crappy about Christmas. I think I'm gonna go with overspending. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go with overspending because my God, unless you are like filthy rich, it's impossible not to overspend during this time for a couple of reasons. Number one is the obvious. You're buying gifts for people of value, and we all have different quantities of people that we buy for, but you're not going to not get your nephew, your niece a gift. You're not going to not get your mom or your grandma or your cousin a gift. I mean, you have to find a way. So a lot of people, like throughout my life, my favorite thing ever, my favorite Christmas ever was when I think I was 25 years old and I was broke and I knew I didn't have enough money like for Christmas. It was like, what am I going to do? I might have to open up another credit card. This is the wildest thing. I got into a fender bender, not my fault, like the tiniest little dent in the side of my car, and I got an insurance check from them. Here I am, 25 years old. I don't care about what my car looks like. It's a Tempo anyway. Yeah. It was like $1,500. I felt rich, and I was able to pay for Christmas that year, and I couldn't care less about the dent in the car. I just didn't care, and I learned how insurance worked, and I thought that was great. So yeah, I have had to find ways in my life at times to figure out how to pay for things, and then I'll cut it off here in a second. But the other part is that you end up, or I'll point the thumb. I always end up when I go Christmas shopping, but treating myself to a couple of items. So yeah, and I feel like I treat myself a little bit too much during the holiday season. So that's me.
I think I think overspending is a large part of it is you don't know when to stop buying or how far to stop going. Do we get the doorman? Do we get the neighbor down the street who let us borrow butter that
Where do you cut it off?
Where do you cut it off? It's like, you don't know where to stop. So you really have to be strong in that, or you will lead to overspending. Another thing that my wife usually does is she starts buying Christmas gifts in August when she finds sales and things, so it's not all just hitting us in November. So she's usually trying to spread it out. But I mean, my kids, what they get for Christmas, I mean, I could only dream about getting back in those days. And I had some great Christmases, don't get me wrong. Those are honestly, if I could go back, and people, they sit there and ask, well, if you go back to one part of your life, what, just for a day or two, what would you do? I would do 5 years old, December 25th, right then, or, Christmas Eve because that was just unbelievably magical, bliss and just the whole innocence of Christmas back then. So, but now, buying the gifts, my wife usually handles that, but it's always hey, I need another this, X amount of dollars for this, or I need another X amount, or I bought these. And then she's got this huge, literally right now, my closet, because I don't have as many clothes as she does, is stacked with Christmas gifts, just bags and bags and bags of Christmas gifts.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a wall of, and then today she bought the girl that cleans our house, every other week or whatever. She got her a Christmas gift. She couldn't find it. She's like, I can't find the gift I got her. That's how many gifts we got. Okay, that's what we're doing. So she couldn't find the gift today. Literally, that happened today. I'm like, what are you doing? She's just digging in her closet, just digging. No, I can't find it. I got her a gift. I can't find it.
Wow. Erica goes deep on
She does
gifts,
go deep
huh?
on gifts, yeah.
Okay, so I have to tell you, like this actually affects you what I'm about to say, because you're right. You got to put limits eventually on who you're gifting and who you even receive gifts from. I had to make a decision to cut my best friends' kids, like as in you and Steve and Fez and Dan. Like I had to like stop getting my friends' kids gifts because there's too many.
Yeah,
there's too many now. Except I got a couple of god kids that I have to kind of stay loyal to. But like I had to make that decision to like it had to. Okay, if I'm gonna get Brian's kid, am I gonna get Steve's, Fez?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I cut the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like Merry Christmas, guys. Have a great day.
Yeah, it is.
I'm your Uncle Mark.
Exactly.
I love you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Right.
Have a great
and
time.
while we're at it,
You know
happy
what?
birthday
Honestly,
too.
yeah. Honestly, the way that I look at that is my kids get so much that I would probably, even if I would tell you to stop. I would tell you, please, you don't have to do that. Because my kids, literally, they get so much. I mean, because they have my family is large, so they get something from everybody.
Oh, they got uncles,
and
aunts,
aunts, and my
Holy
mom. And
cow.
they're.
So do Quincy and Jet get gifts from all the brothers and all the sisters and like, or do they just narrow it down like
No. Like my brother will get him something, and then my sister, and then my other sister, and then no, they don't group buy. They just buy, but that's the thing. I always get that phone call in November.
Yeah.
It's like,
what do they want?
Okay, what sizes are they now? What do they want? And I'm like,
that's a real thing, man.
No, it is.
Look,
it's like, and then
you don't want to get kids the wrong thing.
Yeah, and then it's like, are they just the Amazon gift card still? I'm like, yeah, just do the gift card. It's fine. Or a lot of times, or it's sports. It's like because they can't get their Chicago teams out here in Minneapolis.
Oh, perfect.
So you get some Blackhawks pajamas. You get a Bears hat, and you get a Bulls this or whatever, and Cubs. Yes, and we don't do socks, but that's my Christmas story there.
Maybe if I had an assistant, I would start to be more ambitious with gifting. Yeah, an assistant. It would require a raise probably, but so what was that one? That was overspending, right?
Yeah, number 5, right? Overspending.
Yeah, and that was mine. So you, sir, get to have us continue to be number 4, and that would be number 4.
Okay, number 4 is going to be something that really, really annoys me is the politics of Christmas saying Happy Holidays or Merry Christmas or whatever. It does not matter if, and this is coming from a Christian guy, it doesn't matter if somebody says Happy Holidays to me, okay? That's like the least thing. If somebody says anything positive to me, I'm going to be like, Happy Holidays, or I don't know what the hell they're celebrating. You know what I'm saying?
Happy Holidays. How dare you?
I don't know if you're celebrating Kwanzaa. I don't know if you're celebrating Hanukkah. I don't know I don't know if you're, agnostic or an atheist, or you're celebrating Yule, with the Yule log, you're a pagan or something. I have no idea. But hey, you're celebrating a holiday. And here's what I always tell people that get stuck on that. Are you
talking about, when you say that, are you talking about how people get offended if you say Merry Christmas, so we have to stop saying Merry Christmas?
No, I'm not. And that's it, there's an opposite there too. Like if I say Merry Christmas to a Jewish guy, most Jewish people will just say, Merry Christmas or what. They're not going to put you. Cool people aren't going to put you on the spot. They're not going to do that.
Right. I had people say Happy Hanukkah to me last week, and I was like,
I would be like, hey, Happy Hanukkah, cool. Yes, it's like it doesn't matter.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. And the thing is when if you are stuck on the whole Merry Christmas thing and all of that, holiday is actually an Old English word for 2 words. It's holy day. So it doesn't. That's what holiday. It's Old English, and there's 2 separate words. Holy day. That's the etymology of holiday. So say freaking Happy Holidays as much as you want. Say Merry Christmas. I don't care. Just don't call people out when they say something and are wishing you a joyful, whatever.
That's a good way to look at it.
No, I don't know. That's something that really bothers, and that's coming from a guy that's really pretty Christian in that sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't care. the happy
Right.
holidays, Merry
Yeah.
Christmas. I just being such a pompous asshole to say stuff like
Right.
that. It's just
Yeah,
so don't do it. If you're Christian and you love people, do you do what Jesus would do? You think he'd sit there and go, "What are you talking about? It's my birthday. You better call me Merry Christmas. You better say Merry Christmas to me."
Yeah.
Jesus isn't going to do that. First of all, he's
Yeah.
probably celebrating Hanukkah. So, he wasn't even celebrating Christmas yet. I'm totally against that.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I have a lot of Jewish friends. Like, I'll use that as an example. And they don't really, I think they okay, at least the Jewish friends that I have, they look at Christmas and they're very entertained by Christmas. They like the whole, a lot of them participate in it if they're not overly religious, or perhaps their wife or husband is of Christian faith. So they kind of get into it. They understand that it is the dominant holiday, and that really, Hanukkah is not as big of a deal in terms of pop culture and all of that. So I feel like I can say Happy Hanukkah around Hanukkah, and I can say Merry Christmas around Christmas, and I don't have a problem saying Happy Holidays. So, but some people are offended by it. So I would suggest just know the room, know the clientele,
know the room, or
your
do
personnel.
Do yourself a favor and double it up. Go, oh, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, or whatever. You cover everything. It's like,
Yes,
oh, Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas. Like all that. It's like you cover it all, so you can't get offended by either one because you covered me. It's like, oh, okay. So that's, as you said. I mean, there are people that don't celebrate Christmas for the spiritual value of it. They do more of the commercialism or whatever, and they're into Santa and they're into the Christmas songs and all of that. And there's that commercialism side, and then there's also the deep spiritual side. So you have all of that, but it's all about positive. It's all about hope and peace and love. And if that's all it's about for you, and it's not about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, then that's on you, and that's fine. That's cool, Yeah.
So it's really well said by you.
Yeah.
You won the
the
topic.
It just really bothers me because
I see that.
I'm very proud of my faith, and I'm very proud to be a Christian. And there's a lot that comes with that, though. And sometimes if you say Christian, there's different views of it just by certain people that are ruining it. That are ruining. We should be humble, and we should be, proud of our religion and our faith and all of that.
Yeah,
but humbled at the same time. You don't walk in. Yeah, you just don't walk into a room and it's all about me. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No. Well,
all right. We can
well
go
said,
on,
man.
We can go on forever on that.
I see that. No, that was great. All right, number 3. That will be me after we did politics at number 4. Let's go. Let's stick with that word. Talking politics.
Exactly.
Talking politics. And
honestly, I could probably just zip this up in one.
Yeah.
Good Lord, give it a rest for one fucking day. Okay? Give it a rest. Okay? Seriously. Give it a rest. Put your red hats away. Put whatever you
Put your blue knickers away.
Yeah. Put your Let's Go Brandon away. Just put it
your
away.
MAGA hat away.
Just put it away for one day. Okay? Forget who you are. Go back to being 10 years old for one day. And I don't even
wait. Let's get this on the record. You do leave your MAGA hat at home when you go to those Christmas
I
parties,
do.
Don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, absolutely. I leave. We don't talk politics on here, so I don't.
Let's make this a political show. How about that?
We're moving this year. We're making it political, but no. I mean, either way, either bringing up Trump stuff, because of that whole thing, or you're bringing up Joe Biden stuff, or the economy, or it can all rest for a day. It doesn't. You don't have to bring it out.
Seriously.
On December 26th, get back on your Facebook and start putting up memes.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I think we've gotten pretty good at that. Like, I don't go too many social gatherings, whether with close friends or more acquaintances, where politics comes up anymore, because I think most reasonable people know you can't right now. Like, no matter what the time of the year is, you can't talk. You could do, like, you and I could do it if we wanted to talk politics, and I could do it with friends of mine that are on the opposite side of where I stand. We could definitely do it. Even that is harsh nowadays. But so to do it in a group of your family members on Christmas or tomorrow when I go to Hallis Hall and I'm around my college, same thing. Politics is not worth talking. Like until further notice,
Exactly.
no group politic talking. Like there was a time you could do this, but no, not now. Not now.
And honestly, it was like, geez, this is what politics used to be. Geez, you know what? I really hate, XXX's policies on foreign trade. It used to be just all about that. Now it's about all different kinds of stuff, and it gets real ugly and mean. It's like it just gets ugly. Both sides. It just gets ugly.
Well, I think that I heard, Bob Dole recently died, and I saw a great quote of his talking about whoever he was running against. I think it was Clinton, and I think he said he's my opponent, not my enemy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we forgot that.
We forgot that. Yeah.
Like having two sides is cool. That could be fun. Republicans, Democrats, and maybe a third. Like that's cool. Whatever. I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat. All right, cool. Yeah. You're on that. Now it's like you have to win at all costs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really shown its ugly head, and it's gone into a direction that I hope that we can just pull it back and bring it back to something a little bit more American and cohesive and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, we made it through two political topics, political correctness and politics itself. So that brings us to number 2, Mr. Mitchell, and you have it.
Okay. My number 2, and having to work on Christmas. I'm going to have to say that I never had to work on Christmas, Mark.
Well. What do we have here? Look at the big brains on Bry. He never had to work on Christmas.
Well, here is what I did. I had to work on Christmas Eve, and I had to work butt-ass early the next day. So I don't know. That kind of ruined my Christmas evening. Because I would when I was in radio, I'd have to get up at 4 in the morning, be on the air by 5 to do news. On the mix. I would do the morning news and stay on there till 9, 10, something like that. So from 5 to 10. So it was, and I would do that the whole week. So, except Christmas Day, because they didn't have news on Christmas Day. Yeah, that was it. I have nothing else to add. You probably have a long laundry list. I worked Christmas of 05, Christmas of 06, Christmas of 07.
Oh my God. Well, I never, when I was working radio in my earlier years, downstate in Peoria, and I never thought twice. You know what I mean? If they needed me to work on Christmas, I was working on Christmas. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing anything I got to do to make it in this wacky business of ours. And then even though when I got to Chicago, then I've put in not as much, but I've put in my time on Christmas days on a few occasions, and I will just say this: it's such a lonely feeling when you have to work on Christmas. It actually does suck. There is a bond, though, with the other folks who are having to work that day. There is a bond. And usually somebody in those situations, any of the holidays I've had to work, somebody will bring in some really good food and you'll order, and there is a closeness that you feel with those coworkers. But it is a lonely feeling, and you probably miss some part of your Christmas day. Yeah. But it usually comes back around. I've had my fair share of Christmas, the holiday workage, but not this year.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that I was able to work in radio for 3 years and dodge that. So
yeah, you were on the gold card list, I guess. I don't know. I didn't make the cut, man.
Thank you.
Mark will do it. He's a single guy.
Yeah,
I do think that I get discriminated because I'm a single guy at times. Well, you don't know what it's like out here.
It's either you're going to be a single guy or you're going to be Jewish. It's one of the two. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because what Jewish people can work on Christmas, they don't mind.
Yeah.
It's like
they're cool.
Is it really fair though?
Right. No, but a lot of them embrace it. A lot of them that sounds good. I get a little chance.
No, and that's true. A lot of them would be like, yeah, I'll do it for you. And
they understand because they're going to take some holiday off that Christians don't understand, and they're like, wait, why did they get that off? What's that for? It's the New Year for the Jew. What? I don't understand. And then you'll be like, why did they get the day off? So
it's like, shut up. He worked. He worked 12 hours on Christmas covering traffic every 10 minutes.
This station was able to still run because of the Jews on Christmas Day. So just stop it.
Stop it. Give them whatever they want off.
Yeah. absolutely. But yeah, no, it happens all the time. Like my boss, hey, can you be in half an hour? Sure. Yeah, I could be in. All right. So that is number 2. We are on to number 1. There is just one left on our list here, and that would be the overplaying of certain Christmas songs. You sound like you're ready to go on this, man. I'm gonna let you take the first bite of this one.
All right.
Listen,
All right.
you're back there with like anger sign.
I am, because
give it to me, man. Give it to me.
There are so many Christmas songs out there, and if you dig into different Christmas, especially with Spotify now, you can like find jazz Christmas or folksy Christmas or soul
so there's
Christmas.
good stuff out there.
So there's good stuff out there. And if I have to say, I mean, I haven't been in Chicago in like 5 years almost now. But of course, 93.9, The Light used to play, and I think they do. They
still
switch over,
switch
over to all Christmas music. Now, I don't know what they're doing now, but I remember when I was there, it would be like the same 5 songs would be playing.
They play the hits.
Yeah, it was like always the hits. Holly Jolly Christmas, Burl Ives, definitely on that playlist.
Yeah.
Jingle Bell Rock, definitely on that playlist.
Mariah Carey,
Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Yeah, another
You're right.
It would be like those 4 songs just played over and over and over again. I can't handle it. But what I'm saying is, like, on Spotify, you can go and like dig and make your own cool playlist of like, maybe it's Holly Jolly Christmas, but it's like a different take on it. It's a jazz take on it, or somebody else is doing something else, because I just can't do the overplayed Christmas songs. I love Christmas music, don't get me wrong, but I just cannot handle like those super classics.
Yeah, I'm with you. And here's the thing. Like when the holiday season, when the Christmas season starts in earnest, when we've respected Thanksgiving and it's here, I actually do want to hear some Christmas music, and maybe even some of the cheesy ones that get overplayed, but I just don't want to hear them over and over and over and over and over at every department store that I walk through. Like, to your point, like and I hadn't thought of it that way, that there are so many artists who have made so many Christmas songs that you are not even aware of, because you just get hit over the head by the same Christmas songs. And it's not even fair to those songs, because they're actually pretty good songs, but we overplay them. And 93.9 still plays the same 5 songs. I have to take it off of my preset. I don't want to come across that crap, because it's just, like I said, I want to hear it once or twice, not 16 or 17 times.
Now, I will say that, some good nostalgic memories about Christmas songs. I remember the first Christmas where they actually released Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid. Do you remember that?
That's a good song. I like that song.
Do you remember that? Do you remember when that came out and they had the video and everything? And
do you think it's Christmas time at all?
So,
right?
So it's, and of course, everybody's favorite part is, well, tonight, thank God it's them. It's all like
whoa, take it down a notch.
Take it down a notch. It's like, when the Christmas bells are
it's like David Bowie,
and all of a sudden, and it's like, it would have been nicer as well, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you. But no, he's like,
wait. Was that the Smiths you were just doing?
Yeah, that was.
We are here for Christmas.
What I want for Christmas.
I love when you do the Smiths.
The Smiths. They were not
is
involved.
That who it is?
They were not involved in.
No,
but
I know. It just
the
sounded
Smiths
like
is what's his name? Morrissey.
We are so happy. Yeah, Morrissey.
We'll hate it when our friends become successful.
That's it.
That's the one
That's what I was getting to the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I always send you, like, occasionally.
Successful.
We hate it when our friends become. Look at those clothes.
That's
just
so
out
funny.
of control. Anyways, I will add, and I also remember. Do you remember when Bruce Springsteen first came out with Santa Claus is Coming to Town? When that started playing, like in 1985. Actually, when that first dropped, and I didn't know who sang it, I honestly thought it was Van Halen.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know why. Maybe the talking at the beginning I thght was David Lee Roth or something.
Oh, that's very David Lee Roth.
Yeah, it's all cold
Easy back.
and the wind's whipping.
Reach between my legs.
Yeah. And I didn't
Merry
know
Christmas, babes.
Yeah, but I was like, it's all cold along the boardwalk. Wind's whipping. Hey, bear.
Yeah.
You know what that was? What?
Oh, man.
There's this guy that I used to work with, Chris Mobley, shout out. Used to call him every Christmas Eve and leave the intro to that song, but I would say it. So I'd be like, it's all cold along the boardwalk. And the wind with bear. You know, just leave that whole thing. And honestly, he waited for it I don't think he answered his phone between the hours of 7 and 9 on Christmas Eve until I left that message so he could listen to it.
That's awesome.
The other thing is, with the Band-Aid song. So that song came out in like 84, somewhere around that. It actually started the whole, where everybody gets together, they get different artists together and they try to do some charity. Because right after that was We Are the World. But I remember it had to be, 20 years later, 84, 94, maybe about 15 years later, my nephews are probably around the age of 10, 11, 12, somewhere 10, 11, 12. And my nephew had this obsession with Christmas music. He would leave 93.9 on all the time. Ugh. And, he would just it was on like all the time. And the song that they always heard was Do They Know It's Christmas? And they didn't know the history behind it or anything. So at the end part, when they go, feed the world, they go, feed the world. They thought it was feed the whales. Feed the whales. Let them know. They thought it was like some type of charity because that was when, helping the whales was real popular back then.
Yeah.
So that was it. So now when you hear that song, you will never be able to hear Feed the World. You will just hear Feed the Whales.
Now, would you consider that? Is that better than I'm going to sail on the side of the mountainside?
That's honestly, it's almost as good because I think I pissed my pants when I heard the Feed the Whales too. I'm like, what are you singing? There's like Feed the Whales. I'm like, no, it's Feed the World. Where'd you get the whales from?
That's
I don't know.
Incredible.
I thought it was like something they were raising money for whales or something.
I mean, it is plausible.
No, it is. It is. I mean, it fits because if you listen to it, you will never hear it now. Feed the World. You'll sing Feed the Whales.
Yeah.
Feed the whale.
And you know me, Brian. I've always been pro whale. So
I know whale and pro misheard lyrics.
Yes,
Absolutely.
very, very much. So. Did we just do them all?
Yeah, we did do them all. So I'm going to do my own list, though. And my own list was number 11, company parties. Number 10, having to work on Christmas. Number 9, getting older, alone, people who have passed away. Number 8, having to take down decorations. Number 7, the politics of Christmas, happy holidays or Merry Christmas. Number 6, discussing politics. Number 5, overspending. Number 4, working retail. Number 3, overplayed Christmas music. Number 2, people who start celebrating Christmas before Thanksgiving. And number 1, that horrible post-holiday blues.
Oh, all right. Here's mine. 11 crappy things about Christmas. I had at number 11, celebrating before Thanksgiving. Post-holiday blues was ranked number 10 on my list. Number 9 is the depression that can be associated with Christmas and people dying and death and whatnot. Yep.
Thanks.
Number 8, having to work retail. 7, taking down those decorations. 6, overplayed Christmas songs. 5, company Christmas parties. Where the party at? Outcast. 4, overspending. 3, politics of Christmas. Talking politics was number 2 for me. And then my number 1 is having to work on Christmas.
Right. Anyways, so that is going to wrap up our Christmas spectacular. Crappy Christmas spectacular.
By the way, what do you think of people saying Xmas?
Doesn't bother
or
me.
writing Xmas? Doesn't bother you? Okay.
Because that's actually the sign of Christ. And
okay.
It's not Xing out Jesus. No,
I
that's
never
how they
knew
used
that.
to write Christ back in the day.
Wow. The fact that I didn't know that is going to bother my mother. So, okay. Yeah. All right. So that's it. That's it for Let Me Put a List Together. We thank you for listening. Where can people listen to us other than where they might be listening right now, Bri?
Well, they can go to Apple, Spotify. Where else? YouTube. You could check us out. Just put in Let Me Put a List Together. But the key word is subscribe to all of these so you can get notifications on when our shows are playing, because sometimes we're not going every week because Mark is a busy boy and I am